welcome or welcome back to BnB Anime. I am Blue, and I am here with the, hopefully not sick, Brad.
Brad is not sick, however, Brad very angry.
Oh no, why?
Brad very disappointed with the anime community this week.
Oh, share the beans.
Attack on Titan. Let's just say I had my soul absolutely ripped from my body this week from the spoilers that I have been given.
You did send me messages.
Yes, I have never been so upset with an entire community in my life.
And the anime community is normally pretty good at keeping those spoilers on the DL.
And especially with Attack on Titan, like, there have been a few spoilers slip out here or there.
Mm-hmm.
However, for some reason, just this episode, every single person jumped on the train.
Mm.
And typically, I'm really good about avoiding spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, I opened up TikTok to check messages from a friend of mine, and the first TikTok that appeared just immediately spoiled the episode for me.
Oh.
And it spoiled it right out of the gate. There was no lead up. There was no hashtags trying to keep me away. It was just immediate, just scene. And I was like, no.
No. I wonder what the comments of that had to say.
I don't know, because everyone was doing it. Now, if you get on TikTok for the anime community, or at least for a day or two around it, that's all anyone talked about, like Sunday evening and Monday, was that. So, I mean, I guess from a producer perspective, or just overall, like, studio perspective, that's good. Like, you got everyone talking.
Mm-hmm.
But for those of us that aren't caught up with Attack on Titan and haven't gotten to that point in the manga either, I'm devastated.
Yeah. Yeah, that's frustrating.
Especially since I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. I had my memorial dinner on Sunday, and I guess that'll do.
Mm.
But yeah, that's primarily how my week's been. Just been sulking about that shit. How about you? How's your week been?
Stressful. Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, I've got a lot going on right now. Some stuff that I'm not going to really talk about here on the podcast yet because it's still, like, in the process of happening, and I can't really say whether or not it's going to, like, fully bloom into anything yet or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to be like, oh, I'm doing this thing, and then turns out I'm not doing this thing, so...
Ganbate! I have full faith that you can do the thing.
Thank you. But yeah, so I've just been doing a lot of prep work for that. And I've been doing a lot more artwork. I've been actually posting on Instagram.
I know.
Shock. Oh, and it was Bean's birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to the Bean.
Yeah.
I wish I could have mailed you tennis balls, but I don't have any tennis balls that are dead yet.
She does love tennis balls.
I bought a bunch before winter, but also I haven't played during the winter. So I have an abundance of tennis balls that are just sitting there, not getting used.
Mm.
But I'm super excited because Junk, the brand that does my headbands,
Mm-hmm.
they came out with a Deadpool line. And
that's
for those that know, Deadpool is my spirit animal. So I'm going to have to throw a bunch of money down the drain.
It actually makes me wonder when big brands like that are going to start using more, like, anime stuff. Because obviously, like, you see a lot of Asian brands already doing that, but you don't see a lot of Western brands jumping on that. But the more that anime and manga and Japanese and South Korean, like, because I know that, like, webtoons are getting huge over here as well. And all that kind of, like, pop culture from the other side of the world starts becoming more and more mainstream over here. I'm waiting on seeing more places than just, like, Hot Topic releasing exclusive merch that is, like, anime branded.
Slowly but surely, more stores, at least here in America, and especially, like, big mall chains are coming into fruition, like Box Lunch and Character Box and a few others that I've seen in multiple malls are there. So slowly but surely it's going to become more of a thing. I think it's just more or less a waiting game. Even stores like Barnes & Noble and Books A Million are selling more anime merchandise.
Yeah, I have noticed that even, like, my local bookstore's manga section has, like, tripled over the past, like, 3 years.
Oh yeah, Barnes & Noble now, at least the one in Chattanooga, has, I think, 6 or 7 shelves front and back of just manga.
Yeah, mine isn't quite as big as that, but I live in the middle of nowhere, but I'd say it's probably at least 6 shelves just, like, on the one side that are fully stocked out with manga. And then they also have a graphic novels section as well that's pretty big, so they've kept them separate, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Barnes & Noble's kind of lumps them together, but the graphic novel section is like 20 to 30 shelves front and back full of graphic novels, but that just kind of goes to show how popular, I guess, Marvel and DC shit are here.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so I have a feeling it's just kind of a matter of time. You can design your own headbands on junk, so I contemplated getting some sort of design. Honestly, the design that popped in my head first was get the running chibi Nezuko in the forest.
Yeah.
Because I thought, for one, that would be adorable, and two, how sick would that be?
That would be really fun.
Or see if I could design, like, Tanjiro's, like, water form, and, like, do that across a headband on black. I'm like, that would be sick.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, just a few ideas I've had, but I could go for something like that. Just do more anime stuff, please. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to starting to see, like, I'm looking forward to be able to go into, like, Walmart and seeing, like, a Dr. Stone t-shirt. I know we're getting there. I feel like this is going to be something that happens within the next couple of years. It doesn't seem like this is something that's, like, miles in the future. And yeah.
Walmart, at least here in the States, have, like, officially licensed DC and Marvel stuff. And it's actually decent quality stuff. Walmart is really upping their game as far as the quality of the stuff that they have in their stores now from a clothing perspective.
Yeah, well, their clothing is George brand, which I believe is also what Asda sells in the UK. I think it's Asda that's George brand. I don't know, Asda is another, like, shopping center thing, like a Walmart. But, yeah, I think it's Asda. It's either Asda or I'm going to say another one and get it wrong. I don't know. It's one of them. And yeah, George brand also sells there as well. So I feel like, yeah, as a brand, they're upping their game and getting their quality up a lot more. Because I know that, like, the difference even just between, like, countries, you can feel the difference in quality as well. So I feel like it's one of those things that they're just trying to make it more universal. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the mass marketing stuff kind of changes, because especially with, like, Demon Slayer becoming such a household name in Japan, seeing how that does with the film when it comes out here, I'm going to be interested to know, like, whether or not more anime is going to become, like, household names, and it's not just going to be, like, Pokemon and Sailor Moon and, you know, all of those ones that people grew up watching. I'm looking at, like, starting to see, like, you know, like a full anime channel on TV.
Yeah. Which, actually, funny enough, so Roku has actually developed they actually have 2 anime channels. They have one that plays current anime, like, 24/7. And then they have one that plays retro animes 24/7.
Oh, that's fun.
So that's a really nifty thing, which, again, is going to kind of bring anime to be a lot more mainstream, because a lot of households have some sort of streaming device, whether it be Roku, Google Chrome, and Amazon Fire Stick. But I think Roku, with it being integrated into TVs now a lot more, is going to become a lot more popular.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially with it being free, like it being a free service that comes with if you own a Roku. So why not? And also, since you brought up Demon Slayer, our friend has actually started Demon Slayer finally.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, I was messaging her the other day because I was going to offer her my last free VPN so she could actually watch it, since Netflix has it integrated into, or as Demon Slayer actually subbed and dubbed now. She was like, it's fine. I've got a website that I've been watching it on. And I was like, look at you go. I'm so proud.
Yay!
But she's also made me extremely jealous because she somehow managed to find a Nezuko mask.
Oh, like the face mask? Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes me upset because I want one. I get it. She's in Japan, so it makes it easier for her to find shit like that. But still, I'm upset.
That I saw the other day. There's a Hunter x Hunter one, Dragon Ball Z.
I'm sure I could find one somewhere.
I was
hers
going to say,
looks sick.
I thought I saw one the other day.
But most of them you see have like the really dark black embroidery on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think hers was just like straight solid pink, and I was jealous.
Aw, that's fun. I like that.
Yeah, I was very jealous. But you know what? It's fine. It'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
And also on that note, since we're getting into news a little bit early with talking about this, so Demon Slayer has fallen again.
Oh, okay. Who's taken over?
So, actually, I don't remember what it was.
Uh-oh.
Because I thought I took a screenshot of it, and it does not look like that I did. So I'm failing on my new shit.
How dare you? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, hey, blame me being at work and Twitter. Although don't get me started on fucking being on Twitter at work.
What's up with that?
I don't do the social medias at work. I would never.
Oh no, never. No.
Oh, so the creator of Demon Slayer is going to be making a sci-fi rom-com next. I'm sure you're excited about that.
Well, less about the rom, but a sci-fi com I'm always down with.
Yeah, we'll get into how much you probably hate me here soon.
Oh, episode 3?
Uh-huh.
Of Kaguya-Sama Love is War? I was ready to, off you. We were going to take this outside. That was so bad.
No, it was great. It was a good time.
For you, maybe. I was dying.
No.
Anyway, that's what we're talking about today. We will get to it, but yeah, we have some more news to discuss
Kaguya-Sama, I'm excited. Because I always enjoy a good rom-com, especially Kaguya-Sama, because it's funny.
Yeah, there were definitely parts of it that were funny, and there were a lot of parts of it that were cute, especially towards the end. We'll get into that later. And I kind of liked the breakdown of the way that the episodes work as well, so I don't know.
You see, another reason why I suggested we watch it is because it was very much in the vein of Tanaka-kun and
K-On.
Are You Lost and fucking...
K-On.
No.
Yeah.
Because K-On has more of a overlapping story. Daily Lives of High School Boys.
Daily Lives of High School Boys. But yeah, it's kind of like a halfway between the two, because it's like K-On towards the end, because the last 5 episodes have quite a linear story, and it does actually progress over time. Whereas Tanaka-kun doesn't really have a time limit. They don't progress through a school year.
Where in the what the fuck took number 1?
What's going on?
Because Gintama dropped to number 3.
Is it Sailor Moon?
It's not telling me. Pokemon's at number 7. So what the fuck took number 1? I don't care. It's news enough that Demon Slayer took fucking first place. That's enough. Because I could have swore it told me, but I guess
maybe it just didn't. That's why you didn't take a screenshot. So it's not your fault after all.
Yeah. Oh, here's what it was. It was a live-action rom-com called Hanataba Mitanai Koi o Shita, or Loved Like a Flower Bouquet.
Huh. Okay.
That's what overtook it, surprisingly.
No, not really, because it's Valentine's, right?
Yes. So, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense.
It's a date movie. Because everyone would have already seen Demon Slayer by now. They're going to see it 3rd and 4th times.
Yeah.
So, if for a couple's film or a date night, you would go and see. It's better than 50 Shades of Grey, am I right?
Yeah, that makes sense. But on the news of other news.
Mm-hmm.
So, Farewell, My Dear Kramer has officially been delayed, and I'm upset.
Oh.
Just let me have my Your Lie in April soccer film already. And the fact that it was supposed to come out on April 1st just tells me it was the ultimate April Fool's Day prank.
It was just a joke. It doesn't even exist. Nobody's working on it.
Nah, it's never going to come true. It was that trailer was just there to get my hopes up, just to let me down.
No, it makes sense that things are getting postponed still, because new waves of the pandemic are coming, all the time. I'm fairly certain there's, a Kentish strain now, which is hilarious, because that's the county that I was born in the UK. So, I'm we did something.
There's a UK strain, there's an African strain. I wonder what's going to come next, but at the same time, vaccines are slowly becoming more and more available.
Yeah, the thing that's just obviously nerve-wracking is trying to get everyone vaccinated before the virus mutates to a point where the vaccine is not working.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
So it's just a race against time at this point.
It is. But, like, I mean, shame we don't have Senku, right?
Right. Senku could have solved this shit a long time ago.
Right?
Here, take this sulfa drug and you're fine.
Speaking of which, I watched the first episode. I was going to watch the second episode as well before the podcast, but I had to take quick notes on character names and stuff that I'd forgotten to do earlier, so I didn't get to watch the second episode right before. But I did watch the first episode, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have to give you shit about that.
No,
But,
I said
oh my god, second episode, I wanted to cry. Just like at the end of the first episode, I wanted to cry.
Oh, so
like,
much.
Did that not just kick you in the feels? Whatever it hit?
It's like, yeah.
So good.
So good. No, I'm super excited for this season. I'm excited for all of the things.
There's that. ReZero just continues to be phenomenal. ReZero, man. So let me just say their choice of ED for the season, and the fact that we haven't actually gotten a true ED with like visuals yet. We've only had the ED kick in like the last 30 or 45 seconds. So we don't know what the actual visuals for it are going to be. They continue to just perfectly infuse the prior OPs and EDs and the current ones and just implement it at perfect times. But man, someone made a AMV of Amelia's trial up to this point with that ED as the backing track on it. And I was in tears, man. It's so fitting for everything that's going on throughout the season right now. And it's so good. It hasn't let me down yet. And The Promised Neverland is still good.
Yeah, I'm really kind of angry at myself that I'm behind on The Promised Neverland because that cliffhanger ending lives rent-free in my brain and I need more.
And the bad part is that it continues with the fucking cliffhangers, man. It doesn't let it go.
Yeah, no, I need more of that. I have so many theories from that show, like more than any other show, because even like ReZero, I've kind of gotten to the point in watching it now where I don't worry too much about theories because like I can never really predict what they're gonna do. To me, it's like I'm not good at predicting ReZero, so I just let it be.
Well,
The Promised Neverland.
Kinda... Go ahead.
Well, The Promised Neverland, I have like all of these ideas as to what I think is gonna happen. And I need to know if I'm correct or not.
You see, the bad part is with The Promised Neverland is that I get a lot of theories and then I end up getting them right, but I still don't think I'm going to get them right. And then take Haikyuu, for instance. Spoiler alert for those that haven't seen anything up to this point.
Check out our last two episodes.
Yeah, check out our last two episodes. We're gonna skip ahead about 30 or 45 seconds if you don't want to hear the spoiler. Anyway, so I've got a couple of friends to actually get caught up on Haikyuu. And even they thought that they were going to have the boys lose at the fucking tournament. And so the fact that they won, they're like, we're in tears.
Oh, yeah. I'm so glad that you got your friends watching it now, because like I said, it's been one of my favorite animes for so long that I don't even consider it a sports anime in my brain. It just lives as a like top 5 animes.
Well, the thing about it is that she stopped off on episode, I think, 24 of season 2. So she hadn't actually went into season 3 yet. And she's like, why did I stop this? And I was like, I don't know, but you better get it back together.
Yeah, you better get watching it. Yeah, have you finished season 4 yet?
I have not. I've kind of gotten distracted.
Yeah. No, I can understand that. Season 4, I found much slower and much less binge-worthy than the first 3 seasons, but I still think that it's completely watchable.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, that OP is fire. I've added the OP to my work playlist because it's amazing, and pretty much anything else that Burnout Syndromes touches is top-notch. Just look at Dr.
Oh yeah, they're
Stone.
such a good group.
Oh yeah. And so I really enjoy it. I think the biggest turnoff for me for season 4 is just the art style. Like and I realize I know episode 15 is going to be jarring, and I get it, but it's outside of that, it's just how simple the art style got that it just makes it hard for me to stomach. So I think taking it at a slower pace may be good for me instead of just trying to binge it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like after episode 15, once you get back to it, you all of a sudden love the art style because of how jarring episode 15 is.
Yeah, I guess we'll see whenever we actually get up to it, but I look forward to finishing season 4 and getting more because I also want to watch those films.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the films. I still haven't watched them. I think there's a possibility that like one of them may just be like a catch-up OVA kind of film, so if you like to watch the full game. But I'm not sure about all of them, but I think that's what I've heard about one of them. Not sure. So rather than doing like a 0.5 episode where they catch you up on everything, they just did it in film because like obviously the games are so long.
Well, I know they did that with Attack on Titan. Like, they have a film that's like 2 or 3 hours long, and it'll get you caught up on everything from seasons 1, 2, and 3, so you can go into season 4. Which, I've made it my mission to now get caught up on season 3, so I can go into season 4 of Attack on Titan, because I'm tired of having stuff spoiled for me. Especially considering how that last one just devastated me. Like, I haven't gotten that legitimately angry in a long time because it wasn't just because of the death, because you can't do that to that person. You assholes over at fucking whatever studio is making it. I hate them. But it's one of those things of I don't want to have anything else spoiled because Attack on Titan is great, and I keep saying I'll get around to it, and then I don't. So I actually need to. I need to suck it up, get over the deja vu of reading the manga because it's been long enough, and just finish it.
Yeah, do you have the manga? Do you own it?
I don't own it, but thanks to Viz, I actually own all the volumes that kind of took place after season 2 for a few volumes. Because whenever season 2 ended, Walker and I were like, oh, we need more. Because we watched season 2 week to week whenever it came out. So I went out and bought all the volumes that were available up to that point just so we could go through it. And so season 1 kind of relatively followed the manga. Season 2 kind of took a fucking swerve on the manga. But season 3 brought it back to following it really closely. So I read all the way through season 3. Because that's everything that I'd bought, and then I stopped buying it for some reason. I don't remember why. Maybe it's because I got caught up and then just forgot to buy more volumes. But thanks to Viz, I have the ability to read the manga through season 4 if I feel like it, but at this point, I'm better off just watching it.
Makes sense.
I mean, that's just how my brain works at this point.
Yeah.
But eventually, I will collect all the rest of Attack on Titan, because I own this much, so why stop now? Speaking of, have you contemplated any more of buying all 40 volumes of Haikyuu?
Oh my god, I feel like when I've been working on something that should hopefully result in a fairly, sizable payout soon because of a project that I've been working on for a long time. And I have a feeling that to celebrate that project, I am going to get in bulk all of the manga for Haikyuu. And I feel like that's probably what I'm gonna do, because I have a few nice projects that are gonna be, like, that I've been working hard on that are gonna, like, things are gonna happen, and I don't tend to reward myself with, like, purchasable things, really. Like, if I reward myself, it's, like, with food.
Starbucks!
yeah, something like that. And I feel like I want to start rewarding myself with, like, the manga that I've wanted for a long time, because I know I want to collect all of Dr. Stone, I want to collect all of Haikyuu, I want to finish my collection of Prince of Tennis. I have a few more that it's like I want to get all of them, and I feel like I'm gonna start whenever I have money that's like, okay, this is for, you did good, get yourself something nice. I feel like it's gonna be manga for the next, like, decade.
Pretty much as long as this podcast lasts, I'm going to keep sending you bulk anime things on eBay and
I
just
know.
make you question why you decided to choose me for this.
Has to take out a loan from the bank to just buy loads of manga.
I mean, hey, can you blame yourself?
I don't have a car loan, I have a manga loan.
So, you're just in there going over finances with an accountant. What the fuck is this $15,000? Have you seen my manga wall? You mean shelf? No. Wall.
It's one of those things that I really want to do though. And I want to start collecting like really special things as well. Like one day when I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams, it's one of those crazy dreams that I have.
Uh-huh.
I want to be able to purchase like the original drawings of some of my favorite manga from like the mangaka to just be like, oh yeah, I have my hands on page, I don't know, 12 of volume 26 of Prince of Tennis. I don't know. Like, that would be really cool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, I'm game.
Yeah, it's one of those things that one day I would like to be able to do when I'm grown up. When I grow up.
I saw on TikTok the other day, it's like, now that I have adult money, but I'm still a kid, I can buy whatever my wildest dreams imagine. And I'm like, don't tell me this, because I too am a child that makes adult money and can buy whatever the hell I want.
Mm-hmm.
So don't give me hope, because I will buy stupid shit.
Buy all the stupid shit. Yeah, I've got a lot of like things that are happening right now, and once all of these things are like settled, I have a feeling I'm gonna have some holes in my pockets for a little while.
I mean, hey, you've been working your ass off for the past... How long have you not been streaming? Almost a year?
Yeah. 6 months, yeah.
So, yeah, you've been working your ass off for ages. So, yeah, you deserve to treat yourself a little bit there, mate.
Yeah, I have big goals for 2021. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Don't we all?
Mm-hmm.
I hope to get under 300 pounds, but we shall see.
Fingies crossed. That's a good goal.
Yeah. I mean, it's achievable. I'm working on it, especially once spring and summer get here, and I'm like playing tennis consistently.
Mm-hmm.
I should be A-okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking at getting a new rice cooker here lately.
I don't have a rice cooker, and I really want one, but I know that I would just get told off for having one because it would take up cupboard space that is deemed unnecessary. But it's like when things that are happening get into place, that's going to be one of the things on the list that I do.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's one of those things to where boiling rice is a bitch, especially trying to boil rice perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So why stress out over boiling rice perfectly when you can just put it in a cooker and it will do it itself?
Although
it's perfect every time.
If you boil the fudge out of rice, then you can use the rice water for your hair, and it's really healthy and good and makes your hair all strong and shiny.
Or be like that one chick that just used Evian water to wash her hair. It can do the same thing. Natural French Alps water.
Why would I use French Alps water when I can use Canadian Rockies water?
Whatever.
I did that once. Well, not washed my hair in it, but I've stood on a glacier and drank glacier water.
That sounds like some bougie Canadian shit, and I'm down for it.
It sounds like that. It was really cool. We went up it was for a school field trip when I was in like 6th grade, I don't know. But we went up and into the mountains, and we got in one of them like ice cars. They're basically like bus kind of things, but they have like tank tracks that are like spike covered.
And the whole thing is made from ice. Got it.
Yes, the whole thing is made of ice. It's very warm and toasty. You never need air conditioning. It's great. Yeah, and you drive up onto the glacier, and you get to stand on a glacier. I don't really know why they do it other than you get to be on a glacier. But, and then they encourage you to drink from the glacial runoff, because they do it in, like, spring. And I don't know, it was a fun time. I remember that. That's one thing I've done in my life.
That, again, sounds like some bougie Canadian shit that I'm down for.
Yeah, anybody can do it if they come to the Rockies. You just buy a ticket and hop on the bus. I mean,
Who
you
needs
have to...
ice? Not me. I have glacier water.
It's pretty warm up there as well because it's like the sun's like you're at the top of a mountain, so it's not exactly like warm, but it's not freezing.
Let me just buy a glacier and then stick it in my backyard. That would last the whole 2 seconds down here in the South.
They're not really lasting right now up here in Canada. Hashtag climate change.
No, you know.
You know.
The world's just hot.
The world's just hot.
It kind of has this thing in the center called magma. Everything's bound to heat up, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bullshit my way through science here. I don't fucking know. You know what I do know, though?
What?
Background on Kaguya-Sama.
You missed one piece of news.
Did I miss a piece of news?
You did miss a piece of news. It's a piece of news that you messaged me about last night and said, hey, this thing is now out. You should watch it.
Oh, so the Given film is out. You can watch it on Crunchyroll right now.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I'm super excited.
It feels like it's been fucking forever since we watched Given.
It does, but it actually wasn't all that long ago. I think it was, October? No, November? September.
Given.
September, probably. Because
May?
October was scary, November was sport, right? So
it was June.
Really?
It was
my
right
God.
after we watched Dr. Stone.
Dude, I feel like it really wasn't that long ago.
It was fucking 8 months ago.
See, this is how life works when you never look at the date.
Yeah. For me at this point, I just know what days I work and what days I don't. But I got to thinking about it whenever I sent you that, and I was like, Jesus Christ, it feels like it's been ages since we've watched Given. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's been 8 months.
Because it has been ages. Yeah. No. Okay. Well, I'm excited about the film. I want to watch it. I was going to watch it before we recorded this, but that didn't happen. So I will probably watch it tomorrow.
And then you're going to have to watch it again whenever I decide to schedule it in.
That's true. Unless it's really bad and then I say veto. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, hey, it's just because I'm the one in charge of the schedule doesn't mean you can't veto whatever the hell I put on here.
Yeah, but I think we should watch it anyways because we have covered the series. So
yeah, we can get around to it. Like I told you about whatever else we were talking about. March is very flexible.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I still need to get back to you on that. Because I got distracted. I was like, hey, let me check the schedule. Gets distracted. Forgets to respond.
Well, I mean, you at least managed to highlight this week's topic, so I'll at least give you some props on that one.
I did go, I have been at the schedule.
I looked at it.
it.
I made it that far, but I looked at it.
Yeah. I color-coded some stuff and then got distracted.
It's like, ooh, look at the pretty colors. Oh, Tilly, squirrel.
Oh, God. Sometimes my ADHD is freaking nuts, dude.
It's fine.
Okay, now we can do the Kaguya background.
Yes. So, manga written by Akasaka. It is published in the weekly Young Jump. I mean, honestly, I could see this being made for like teens and young adults. Why not? And it has run from May 19th of 2015 until present for a total of 21 volumes. Your boy's going to have to buy all of the manga. The anime was directed by Shinichi Omada. It was made by Studio A1 Pictures. For those who don't know about A1 Pictures, we've covered them before for my favorite anime of all time. Because, of course, it has to be Your Lie in April. But also, they've done other stuff like Big Wind Up that we have covered. They've also made Black Butler, Fairy Tail, and Blue Exorcist, and Sword Art Online.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they are one of the, them, Mappa, Toei, they're all some of the biggest animation companies in Japan. So, season 1 that we are covering this week initially ran from January 12th of 2019 through March 30th of 2019 for a total of 12 episodes. Mm-hmm. There is also a live-action film that came out in September of 2019, and there's a live-action film for the second season scheduled for August of 2021.
Mm-hmm. There was controversy between the first and second season when it comes to the English releases, wasn't there? I think between Funimation and Crunchy.
It wasn't controversy. It was, so they decided to dub the second season first.
Right.
Because the second season of the show exploded. Mm-hmm. And granted, I get it. You kind of want to dub the second season first because it's absolutely massive. But I need a dub of the first season already. Just give it to me. You can't just take a break after dubbing the second one and not giving me the first, you bastards.
Because I know that the first season is on Crunchyroll, but the second season is on Funimation, right?
I think both seasons are on Funimation.
Okay.
But the dub is only on Funimation.
Okay, that makes sense. Just because in the comments of Crunchyroll, when I was watching this, because I watched this on Crunchy, and the comments of it on episode 12, there was somebody that was talking about the fact that they were frustrated because they were trying to watch the second season, but the second season was only released in a dub, and that made me wonder if, Crunchyroll had the licensing to the sub, but Funimation had the licensing to the dub, but then surely Crunchyroll would have the sub released on there, so then I guess Crunchyroll has the licensing to the second season, and Funimation has the licensing to the second season, Crunchyroll doesn't.
Mm-hmm. So I think it was one of those, I don't know why Crunchy would have lost the license. I'm not 100% certain. I just know that I watched Kaguya-Sama whenever it came out week to week. Mm-hmm. Subbed, and then whenever it came time for the second season to come out, I got on Crunchy on the day it released, and I was like, where the fuck is it? And then I saw it on Funimation, and I was like, oh, that's stupid. I don't want to have to watch it on watch it on a different platform. Mm-hmm. But then I think halfway through they started dubbing it, and so I was like, oh, this is actually decent. Mm-hmm. In fact, one of the jokes came across a whole lot better dubbed than it did subbed. Mm-hmm. Although I'm really excited for us to cover the second season at the end of the month because it gets a little bit less cringy and a lot more funny.
Okay.
In the second season, but also you get more backstory for the treasurer.
Ooh, okay.
And it's all heartwarming and nice and fun, and I love it. I definitely prefer the second season, don't get me wrong, but the first season was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, first season I feel like, for me personally, it started off slow. I wasn't too big of a fan for the first, half of the first season, but then towards the end, they drew me in.
But two things you gotta admit. One, that OP is fire. Mm-hmm. And then two, Chica carries the first season.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I going to say about the OP? Was it the OP or the ED? One of them reminded me of Tom Jones in the way that it was. I don't know, something about it reminded me of him, and I just was like, okay, why is my brain taking me there? But it did, so there we go. That's one comment I had on it.
I mean, hey, it's whatever works. However your brain decides to make it work, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, there's, my parents were teasing me about that the other day, because you know that, there's a hole in my bucket, dear Liza? Mm-hmm. My brain always has it, there's a hole in my bucket, Delilah. And then I go, hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? Because connections.
Yeah, your brain.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
That's the way it works. So, yeah, that's why, I don't know, my brain takes things that aren't associated and makes them associated, so...
I mean, hey, it's fine. No one's gonna judge you harshly for it. I mean, I'm gonna give you shit for it, don't get me wrong, but hey, it wouldn't be me if I didn't do that.
I would just find it so funny if somebody did a parody of Hey There Delilah and just did it about a bucket. That would be the funniest thing to me. I don't know.
I mean, just, why not?
It doesn't even make any sense because the rhyme isn't even about a Delilah. It's a dear Liza, but I would die. It would be funny.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you're creative. Why don't you make it?
Because nobody else would laugh at it.
I mean, I might.
Nah, it's true. Okay.
Keyword being might.
Might, yeah. spends 50 hours editing together a really bad parody, sends it to you, and you're like, meh.
Just low. Not even LOL, just LO. It's like my brain died
Just-
halfway through typing it out.
Ha.
Oh God, that would be worse.
Right? That's so bad. Not even a ha, just ha.
I feel like that's just condescending in its truest form. Just ha.
That's so patronizing.
Or it's like someone sending K. Like, I'm sure we've got on the topic of short texting and how it grinds my gears. But nothing grinds my gears more than K.
Yeah, I always send KK, and I always think, I hope that's okay.
I mean, honestly, I would definitely prefer the KK over just K, because K makes me think that someone's mad at me, and I'm like, oh no, stop! Don't be mad. What have I done?
Yeah, it's like whenever anybody sends me a text message and they put a full stop or a period at the end of the sentence, I'm like, I've been in trouble. Why is there a period? I know that's correct grammar, but that seems so harsh. And now I've gotten friends with all of these editors of or authors and editors and stuff, and they always end their sentences like that. And it has to take, I take like 30 seconds to be like, no, they just type in correct English. I'm just not used to it. I'm sure if I ever did, like, end a sentence or a statement with you in just a period, you'd probably freak out. Oh my God.
I only ever use exclamation marks whenever I'm talking to you for some reason.
Yeah, could you imagine if I sent you one in, like, correct grammar? If I sent you an entire sentence in correct grammar, you would freak.
Yes. If I had a cohesive sentence from you, I'd be like, excuse me? Did I make you fucking angry? Like, am I in trouble? Have I done something wrong?
As soon as I capitalize something, it's like, oh my God, why is there a capital letter?
She's shouting at me. Whereas if I send something in all caps, it's just like, it's Brad.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, me.
Did we get through all of the background?
We did.
I'll give you guys a quick overview first, because the way that Kaguya-Sama works is that each episode is kind of split into 3 different sketches. A couple of them are 4, and the last one, I believe, is 2. And then some of the sketches or scenes do, like, carry through from, like, part to part, or they're referred to again later on down the line. But some of them are just, like, standalone moments that don't really interact with anything else. But they have titled each sketch or skit something different. So, like, each episode, when you're looking at it, has, like, 3 different titles. And that's because they've individually titled each segment. Which makes
is nice.
It makes me curious as to how this was aired on TV, especially considering that they keep the intro for it, because I feel like, you know, when you have an anime that's like 15 minutes and then you have the ads and it's still not quite long enough to reach that like half-hour mark for them to switch over to the next TV program, I feel like these would be perfect for like a teenage channel to just slot in one of these segments.
Honestly, yeah. Like, that would be perfect. Just stick a slot in here, because, I mean, each slot is titled.
Yeah. And then
so
that's
therefore,
why,
if you're going to go hunt it down later, why not?
Yeah. So then it's like, these are, I'm assuming each segment is based off of one chapter of the manga.
I can see that. I haven't actually read the manga. I want to, but I haven't got around to reading it yet.
Yeah. And yeah, I just feel like that's kind of, to me, when I watch this, that's what it reminds me of, which is why when I got to like the 3rd episode while watching it, I found it almost like one of those things that I would recommend that you don't binge, because I feel like it's almost better in small increments, and it could get kind of, not repetitive, but like tedious, I guess, if you watched it all at once. And that's how I felt while watching it at the beginning, but towards the end, because the storyline is kind of more like linear.
It starts to become more linear, yeah.
I feel like it grabbed my attention a lot better towards the end of the anime as opposed to in the beginning. But I do feel like those beginning parts would be really good if you're like, oh, I have, 5 minutes, watch a small increment. I almost wish that they published them as individual segments as opposed to full episodes. Kind of like Are You Lost size moments.
The only reason I would be fine with that is because that OP is fire, so I could have listened to it 37 times.
Yeah.
Just because, for one, that dude that does the OP is the same one that did the OP for the 2nd season. Dude's voice is like velvet. And also, the dude is in his 60s, but he doesn't look a day over 40.
I hate those
Like, that man does not age.
Who's that one? Is it, Pharrell Williams that doesn't look like he's aged in, 30 years?
Yes. Then you have fucking Matthew McConaughey, who's looked the same after all these years.
Mm-hmm. It's like these people are on pause.
It's like, who are you people?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nuts.
Just absolutely nuts.
Okay, so I'm going to check on that spoiler warning. And yeah, I guess we can kind of just jump around and talk about our favorite moments, our favorite sketches. I do have all of the titles for all of the episodes. So if we do, if you feel like going through it in a more linear fashion, I can, jog your memory. But
I have the episode list pulled up.
Okay.
I was just more content with talking about my favorite moments because that's
let's
just
do that
part
then.
of the fun. But I just sent you a picture of the dude that does the OP for the first and second season.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
You can't tell me that man doesn't look like he's in his 60s.
No, he doesn't. You can kind of tell in his hands. Hands are the biggest giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
But, anywhere else, no.
Yeah. Anyway, back on topic.
Also,
I just had to show that to you because I could be like, what is this shit?
Okay, favorite moments. What comes to mind when I say that first?
The ED for episode 3.
Oh, with the different, with
Chica dance.
Yeah, Fujiwara doing her little, that was really cute.
Yeah, I absolutely love that.
It's one of those things that I wouldn't be surprised if it became a TikTok dance.
You missed the trend by a while.
I was going to say, I don't know, because I haven't been following this show, but, it's one of those things that I could absolutely see people doing.
Yeah, it was a trend, 6 or 7 months ago.
Well, there you go, then. I predicted it in post.
Let me edit that back into one of our older episodes.
Yeah, just go back. Be like, hey, there's this anime that I was watching, and I think that the Chica dance at the end of it would make a really good TikTok dance.
Yeah. And then let's not forget, because I figured you probably had a laugh out of this too, and probably cringed a lot over it too, but the wiener conundrum.
Oh my god.
I thought that was hilarious. But I'm also a child.
No, but it's one of those things that I can completely understand being in that situation where you just get the giggles over something really stupid. And I can completely understand that. But watching it from an outside perspective was so cringe.
You see, this is probably my 3rd or 4th time watching the first season through. So watching it through this time, I was like, I can see why Blue's probably going to cringe over this, but I'm dying. I was like, that's gold.
No, the freaking worst cringe, though, was the, what do you mean you've never done it? I feel like 33% is really low.
God, yes. I mean, was that really cringy? Yes, because if you put yourself in her shoes, that makes it even worse. Don't get me wrong.
She's so confident in what she's saying.
But, I mean, you kind of get it, though, because she's just this, really rich, sheltered girl.
Yeah, so she's completely oblivious.
She has no clue. So she's sitting here going on about her first time. It's like, yeah, of course I've done it.
Yeah.
And Miyuki and Chika are just losing their shit over it. Because they're like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, I've done it with my cousin. I've done it with siblings. They're just losing their absolute shit. They're like, wait, what do you mean by you've done it? And she's like, a kiss. And then you just see, and then Chika has to explain it. And then the fact that it's it shows it took her an hour to explain it.
Oh god.
I was dying. That's gold.
Oh god, it was so embarrassing. That's where I was like, Brad, I hate you. I was like, I don't want to watch any more of this. If it continues on like this, because that happened quite early on. I was like, if it continues on like this, I do not want to watch the rest of the season. No.
But you gotta admit, it definitely gets more romantic and less cringe as it goes on, and it gets better.
It does. There is like a level of frustration that goes through the viewer when you're watching this particular anime, because the whole point of the anime is that they don't want to admit their feelings for each other, but they want to admit their feelings for each other. And it's just like, you get to the point where, especially I feel like, as a teenager, I feel like maybe I would have been more forgiving. As an adult now, I'm just like, just tell him. Just fucking say something. Like,
well,
this
so, you know what might make this a little bit easier for you to stomach if you look at it this way?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the show as a parody of other rom-coms,
Mm-hmm.
because of how stubborn the main character in actual rom-coms are,
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes it a little bit easier to stomach, because the way the show is made and portrayed, it has to be a parody
Oh, yeah.
of like other rom-com tropes. And if you look at it that way, it makes it better.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely not something that you're supposed to take seriously. The frickin' wiener joke will tell you that.
Yeah.
But I also feel like there's a lot of this that would be really, really relatable and, like, kind of empathetic to teenagers that are watching this at the time. Like, I feel like if you were 14 or 15 and you were watching this and you had a crush on someone and you were feeling all of these emotions and you didn't really know how to organize your thoughts, I feel like watching this could help you organize your thoughts by seeing how ridiculous these characters are and then being like, well, I might as well just, like, say something, or I might as, like, it helps you make up your mind because they're so not making up their mind that you get to see the extreme and how ridiculous that is, and you don't want to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it is kind of a guide of what not to do, and in that sense is probably, like, really helpful to actual teenagers who watch the show.
Mm-hmm. Because Kaguya-Sama is not a show that you want to watch if you're trying to get like a real romance anime. Like, it is, in its truest form, a comedy with romance elements to it.
Yeah.
Or it's like a romance that's very, very heavily comedy.
Yeah, you're never gonna get those, at least in the first season, you don't get that, like, satisfaction, because they give you a little bit of it, and then they take it all away again. So, it's not like when you're watching, like, I don't know, some kind of Adam Sandler movie or something. I feel like he did a bunch of, like, rom-coms back in, like, 2006. I don't know.
I feel like every film of his is just a comedy.
Right? But, like, at the end, you still get and they're together and they kissed and it's all happy ending and, you know, you still get that, like, romance. Whereas this, you get, like, here's a little bit of it. You know, it's gonna happen. Something happened, like, even at the end of the season where it's like, he was really cool and she's blushing over it and it's really cute. And then the next day, they're in a dogfight. Like, you know what I mean?
Honestly, that last episode, though, with like the whole dogfight metaphor, was gold.
Oh, it was
I
great.
loved it.
Freaking shooting the other guys, though, and them just, like, walking out sad of the office with their engines all, like...
Yeah, and they're just smoking, and Chico running out crying while smoking.
Yeah, Ishigami just being like, I want to die.
That's just Ishigami's character in general.
Oh my god, the one time that Chica was like, I want to die, it was like, whoa! They switched character roles.
Because he was just sitting there digging on her hard, too. She's like, I want to die. And then he condescendingly goes, oh, don't die. Like,
yeah,
just,
that was
my
really funny.
God, it's great. It's a really good laugh once you get past all of the cringy parts in it. And I know it's worse for you because you're like me and we feel cringe.
Mm-hmm.
And especially since you're not a big romance person, I can see why it'd be a little rough on you to try to watch. And I kind of knew that going into it, but you also made me sit through Dive, so this is payback.
I'll give you that. That's fair.
But I really enjoy little shows like this because it's funny, it's heartwarming at points.
Yeah.
It's a great time. But what were some of your favorite moments? Because we've just talked about mine.
I I really liked when Kaguya gets her nails done.
Yes.
And she's like trying to like show him her nail. And I relate to this moment so hard. When you get your hair cut, or you get new glasses, or I don't know, you feel good about something and you want someone to say something about it, but you don't want to be like, hey, look, I did this thing. And I completely get that moment of being like, and here's this piece of paper that I'm gonna now hand model for you so that you look at my hands. And then being frustrated when they don't notice, but it was really funny that he actually did notice the whole time and was trying to figure out how to say
He was just afraid to say something. I thought that was gold too.
Mm-hmm.
And then the raining episode, I know that you really enjoyed.
What, with the umbrella?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was fun. I liked that they were still holding the umbrella even though the rain had stopped and everyone's just looking at them.
But then, like, the prereq to that, whenever Chica was like, the God of Thunder's gonna steal my belly button.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I guess that's some kind of lore or something that I'm not aware of from Japanese gods.
I don't think so. I think that was just Chica being Chica.
Maybe. But it makes me curious, and yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I was picturing Thor.
I actually have a meme about that on Instagram. Hold on. Let me go find that really quick, because you're gonna laugh and you're gonna have a good time.
What else was funny? Oh, the ramen scene.
Yes.
Yeah, Chica and her ramen. And she's like fighting a battle she doesn't even know she's fighting.
Yep, and then she gets ready to leave, and the old dude's like, hey, thumbs up. And she's like, huh?
Yeah, and even the ramen chef is like, yeah, thumbs up. And she's just like, okay.
Chica's just the star of the show.
She's really funny. And that scene was really good.
Yes.
Oh, and when Kaguya wants to walk to school as well, that was really sweet.
Mm-hmm. That was really sweet. That was a really good episode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Shirogane trying to having his Haikyuu moment with the volleyball scene.
Yes. And so if you really enjoyed that one, there's 2 in the second season that are just as good.
Okay, good.
So you have that to look forward to as well, because not only is it volleyball, but for the second season, you get him singing.
Oh.
So you get to look forward to that. And with you being musically inclined like you are, you're gonna love this.
I am looking forward to that. I don't know,
I relate very hard to that, because I was at one point very tone deaf, and thankfully I fixed that.
Oh yeah, it's completely something you can learn. I feel like a lot of people write stuff off as, oh, it's just not for me. But yeah, I really liked that scene. I really liked the 2 of them working so hard, and Chica just doing like a normal stuff, especially coming right off the back of watching 4 seasons of Haikyuu in 2 weeks. Seeing him like attempt to do a serve and hit himself on the back of the head. Freaking dying.
Uh-huh.
And then Chica doing a normal serve and him being like, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was. She's like, oh, she's a god.
And then it was really nice to see him, like, his hard work actually kind of pay off and him maintain his reputation.
Mm-hmm. And it was funny because that's all he cared about was actually looking cool in front of Kaguya.
I know. And it's really funny how he's, like, came across this reputation that he had nothing to do with, really. Like, all he did was work hard on his grades, and all of a sudden he was presented with the student council president role. Then he took that, and then all of a sudden, he's now, like, love guru. He's a volleyball star. He's good at everything that he ever comes across. And he's like, I don't know how I got this reputation in the first place. I just studied.
It's like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah. Especially considering he's going to school with, like, the top 1%ers, and he's just, like, a normal kid.
Yeah, like, he's in, like, the bottom 1%.
Oh, yeah.
And you get a little bit more backstory on that in the second season, too, of his dad and why they are the way they are, and it's...
Speaking of dads, we have a contender for Worst Dad of 2021.
Do we?
Yeah, with freaking Kaguya's dad in this.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Being like, you can't go shopping, you have to come to the main house, and then doesn't even say anything to her when she's there.
It's just...
Oh, you're here.
Jerk. Yeah, just... Ugh, I don't get it, man.
Yeah, and then being like, and you can't go to the firework festival as well. Like, screw you.
Yeah, just fuck off. Okay, for some reason this meme is seeming like a fever dream because I can't fucking find it. And yet I know it exists. I don't know. I'll find it later whenever it's not relevant and send it to you, more than likely.
Sounds good.
What else was there? Because there's so many good moments.
Just Ishigami's whole, like, fear of Kaguya the whole time.
Yes, and then the studying montage.
Oh my god, yeah. And that was really sweet when she stood up for him.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Miyuki is standing out back and watching it the whole time and is like watches her stand up for him, that was really sweet. I was like,
yes.
He's like, I don't have to step in. Yeah, that was nice.
And then like word guessing game that they played.
yeah.
And then Chica goes into full rap mode.
That's really cringe, but it's also really funny, so I let that one slide.
Yeah, because I thought that was great.
Yeah. That was really funny. It was one of those ones where it's like, you get secondhand embarrassment for her, but like, it's not so bad. I don't know.
See, I didn't feel like secondhand embarrassment for her because that's just her character. That's who she is.
I think it's just that she's so cutesy, she gets away with it.
Yeah.
She does it with such
that's
confidence.
just her character. Now, if Ishigami did it, oh my lord.
Yeah. If she was... I think that's the thing, is that she does it with such confidence. If she was feeling embarrassed by it, then it would be a whole different ballgame. But because she's like, this is just a thing that I'm doing, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's cool.
And then can we also take a moment to appreciate Hayasaka for being best girl of the show?
Oh, yeah. But also kind of almost a little bit problematic there with that cold scene.
Yeah.
Setting them up for some things. And then being like, I thought it was going to be worse than that. And it's like, oh.
Well, I mean, then again, you got to think, at that point, she had to be so sick of Kaguya's shit.
Honestly, yeah.
So she's just giving him a little push.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, towards the end, like, with that fireworks scene, what she did for her, that was really nice.
Yeah, that was really nice. Her trying to help her figure out Twitter was nice.
Yeah.
There was, like, chaotic evil best girl. That's a new class.
Yeah. Yeah. What else was there? Oh, the psychology quiz thing with the amount of flowers is how much you love someone. And she's like, it just means, how much you like flowers. But she's gotten memorized the whole dang book.
Uh-huh. Just the game that Kaguya is playing is like miles ahead of everyone else's.
I want to know how much stuff she's done in preparation for things that just never come to fruition.
I think it kind of gives you an idea, like little snippets, but there's no like true telling of how much she's done of that.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about that game of memory they had to play for like who got to go see Kaguya while she was sick. And fucking Chica trying to cheat.
Freaking marked cards.
I thought I was watching fucking Kakigurui again for a second. Like,
right.
Jesus. Which, have you seen Kakigurui?
I haven't, no.
I'm going to have to schedule that because it's gambling, but over the top.
Sounds like a fun time to me.
I mean, I enjoyed it once you'd get past the over the top.
I love a bit of over the top. One of my favorite animes of all time is Prince of Tennis.
I'm not going to say anything. You'll see.
Okay. I speaking of which, I still need to get you to watch a couple episodes of Ice Shield 21. If you think that Prince of Tennis is over the top, Ice Shield 21 is like 10 times worse.
So maybe Ice Shield and Kakigurui will be close then.
Okay. Yeah. It's American football, which is fun.
I mean, I'm game. Speaking of sports, I really want to watch this fucking girls' baseball anime. You good? Don't die.
Choking on coffee. Okay, I'm all good.
I'm jealous. I could go for coffee.
I have a thermos, flask. What do you Americans call them?
Thermos?
Thermos. Insulated cup.
Yes.
I'd call it a flask, but I know you put alcohol in that, right? Like, that's like a hip flask.
But again, like, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. I have a flask of one. I have coffee.
I've just got water.
I have coffee and water.
Look at you being super bougie.
I know, right?
But isn't coffee just dirty bean water? So you've got two waters.
Baseball anime. Girl baseball anime.
Yeah, I know nothing about it. But I'm
also
looking forward
know
to
nothing
watching
about
it.
I also am looking forward to watching it as well. It came out pretty recently, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't do any research into it. I just saw the post of the twins that she was playing, and I was like, wait, this is a thing? This exists? Blue!
Look at it, it's girls of baseball!
I mean, we just watched men's volleyball, so why not follow it up with fucking women's baseball?
Yeah, I'm down. I am so down. There's not very many women's sports animes.
Mm-hmm.
There's one on, what is that Japanese sword thing?
You talking about kendo?
Yes, that's the one. I've seen that. I think it's just called Kendo Girls, but I'm not sure.
I mean, we still have our Jet Ski Girls anime that we've yet to watch.
We do need to watch that. There's what is it? Keijo, which is like the butts versus boobs fighting thing.
This is a thing?
Yeah, it's like plot and comedy and sports anime and more plot. And I watched it and I was greatly amused the whole time.
So, since you bring this up, and because this just happened last night, so a friend of mine sent me a TikTok of an OP of what I assumed was an anime. So I watched it and I messaged her back and I was like, what show is that? She's like, that's a hentai. And I was like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, that's an OP for a hentai. And I was like, what? That OP had a better fucking animation budget than some of the shows that you and I have watched for the podcast. I was like, Jesus Christ, what is this shit?
I mean, it's a huge industry.
Yeah, I guess.
They got a lot of money in that industry.
Yeah.
So, go for it, right?
Yeah.
At least make it good.
Yeah. I just saw that and I was baffled because she was like, you were going to watch it, weren't you? I was like, not now. Definitely not watching it now, because if you just told me the title and I went and looked for it and found it, I was going to be like, I'd get halfway to an episode and be like, oh God. Oh,
what's going on here? That's a surprise.
I didn't sign up for this.
I mean, it's a huge industry, and if that's what you're going to make, then make it good, right?
I mean, yeah, go all out. No rugby intended.
Balls to the wall, am I right?
Boo.
Good. Yep.
I about popped off with something else, but I'm going to keep that one to myself.
Yeah. So, back to the show. We went on a tangent.
Season 1, I'll give it a solid 7.5.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5 because cringe, and the beginning started off pretty slow, and to me, I still run off of the idea that I think it would have been better if they did split up these segments to being their own individual moments, and I watched it that way. I feel like watching it this way was just ended up getting kind of like, a little bit tedious at times because of the fact that I don't think it should be watched this way. I think it's designed to be watched over a period of time.
Well, I see your point, but let me raise you another.
Okay.
Whose fault is it that you wait until the day of to watch whatever we're covering? Yeah,
it's mine, but still. I think
if you had watched like an episode or two a day leading up to it, at a reasonable pace.
I wouldn't have, though.
I'm just giving you shit. I don't care.
But, I still think that it would have been better if they had split up the episodes into, 7 to 9 minute segments and release them that way. I feel like the show would be better for that.
For me personally, I have to disagree because I like the format. I like how they've split it up and segmented it. However, if they wanted to use it that way, to bring eyes to the show and use it as filler in between episodes that run short and whatnot, have at it. Because that would be a really perfect use for it, especially the first half of the season.
Yeah,
However, especially going into the second season, it's a lot better as far as being a cohesive unit. So, although I can see where you're coming from on the first season, I just have to disagree.
Yeah, I feel like you could, if they had made, this is just like me playing around now, if they had made these like first few episodes, segmented them up into small sections, and then attached the ending of this season to the beginning of the second season, which I haven't watched yet, so I don't know how that would work. But if they did that, made the second season into one season, made it more linear, used the first season as promo and like filler little bits, attached it onto the end of other anime episodes from the same studio. So if, like, I don't know, they're releasing a new episode of Fairy Tail, and they, at the end of the episode of Fairy Tail, they put on one of these segments as well. I feel like, because you don't need those to give you context to the rest.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would have done if it were me working on the team. Because, yeah, I feel like the first few episodes, if I wasn't watching this for the podcast, I don't feel like I would have gotten past episode 3.
I mean, and again, I feel like a lot of that, too, just might have to do with your own personal taste in anime as well.
100%.
Because this anime is definitely not for everyone.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the main reasons I wanted to cover it is because, for one, it's popular, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
And two, it's more of, like, right up my alley.
Yeah. And we've been doing
but also,
a lot
it's February. It's Valentine's month, so why not just kind of break away from the norm and cover something that's a little bit more kind of February topical?
Mm-hmm. And everyone knows I'm a Valentine's Grinch.
Same. But at the same time, I do love me a good rom-com, so why not have a good laugh and introduce you to Chica? That way you'll understand all my Chica memes that I send all the fucking time.
Yeah, Chica's great.
I think that wraps everything up.
Yeah, right? We talked about the OPs, talked about the ED, talked about the episodes. I think we're all good.
Yeah. So, Blue, the absolutely lovely voice that's accompanying me, has a Twitch channel that she is on hiatus from, but we'll maybe go back to it eventually. I don't know. I don't know what she's going to do. She's a very busy person. However, twitch.tv/Blue Lavender. You can find her there. Turn on that notification bell thingy so you can get updates when she goes live.
Shock.
She also has an Instagram where she posts art updates right now and has actually been consistent with it. So if you like artsy things, if you like Blue, want to put a name to the face that's not the website, go over there. Have at it. Blue Lavender STM.
Yeah. And if you like Brad, who has accompanied me today on today's episode, you can find him on Twitch. He does stream at Brad Carter Gaming. He's also Brad Carter Gaming on Instagram, so you can go drop him a follow over there as well. He also runs our Instagram and Twitter for the podcast, so if you like fancy memes, and you'll probably see some about today's show on there popping up very quickly, along with all of the other topics that we do, because he posts lots of different memes, specifically though, especially the ones that we cover, but like also other ones from other animes, but yeah, ones that we cover as well. You can head on over to the Instagram and drop us a follow there at BnB Anime. We're BnB Anime on all of our socials, so if you go and find us on any social media platform, you can go and drop us a follow or a friend, I don't know, depending on which platform. I don't know, there's so many platforms with so many different things. But yeah, a follow. We also have a YouTube channel where we put all of these different episodes on there in our archive with some fancy thumbnails, and we have a comment section on those because it's YouTube, so there's comments. So you can leave your opinions there about the show, and if we ask you any questions throughout the episodes, which we do tend to do, you can drop your answers down in those comments, and yeah, you can listen to all of our old episodes there, along with on our website, www. Are they 2 W's? No, there's 3. www.bnbanime.com, where we have all of our archived episodes, links to all of your listening platforms, background information on both Brad and I, voice acting stuff that we've been doing, art stuff that we've been doing, friends of the show, all of our old episodes, everything is all on the website. And yeah, so you can go find us on there as well.
That everything?
That's everything.
Awesome. So let's wrap this bitch up. So thank you all so much for listening. Blue and I greatly appreciate it. Next week, I have been looking forward to covering this particular topic for a while. Well, really, ever since the show came out. So, what we are covering next week will probably go down as one of my favorite rom-coms of all time, if not the favorite rom-com of all time. So, this little number came out earlier last year. Actually, I think it came out in the fall of last year. And it's called Tonikawa, Fly Me to the Moon. It is the story of our main man, NASA, who gets saved by a woman. And his life is saved. She protects him from an isekai incident because, why not? And he asked her to, dude immediately falls in love with her. And he's like, hey, will you go out with me? And she's like, only if you marry me. Because, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
And the whole next 12 episodes is just them trying to figure out life together as a married couple. And it's honestly the least cringy rom-com I've ever seen. In fact, I don't think I watched any moment in it that made me cringe at all.
So we shall put it to the ultimate test and see if I cringe.
Yes, because honestly, it is very lovey-dovey, so you still may find it hard to watch. But at the same time, it's funny, it's lighthearted, it's wholesome. I adored every minute of it that I watched.
Mm-hmm. I do find that there is a difference between embarrassing cringe and sickly sweet cringe. I'm more willing to forgive sickly sweet cringe because it's okay, yeah, that's not something I would do, but fair play to him. Whereas embarrassing cringe, I just want to go and crawl into a hole.
Yeah, I think this show is very much sickly sweet cringe. Mm-hmm. And it's, I don't know, man. I just absolutely adored everything that I watched. We got extremely busy there towards the end of the year, so I kind of fell off from watching it. I think I'm on episode 9, so I'm just going to have to restart from the very beginning and just binge it. But I'm so excited for you to watch it because this is one of those to where it's going to be the true test of what, you're going to be able to handle from a romance perspective.
Okay.
But this is unlike any rom-com that you have watched before, so I'm really excited to see what you think about because it is hands down one of my favorites, and I can't speak higher about any other show, so I'm really excited to see what you think about it.
Well, I'm excited to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we shall see Blue's thoughts on it next week. But until then, we'll catch y'all then. Bye-bye.
Bye.